So today is Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everyone. And I was feeling pensive, so I decided to tune into the divine and check in with him with regards to the U.S. political situation. And I said, well, it's obvious the dark has pretty much taken over our country via Donald Trump. And I said, I just kind of want to check in with you, God, on what's going on? Where are we at? And he said, Donald Trump isn't really president. I said, yeah, I pretty much told that to everybody in my videos, that Donald Trump isn't really president, that it's an illusion, and that his entire empire is based on lies and ego, and he's not aligned with truth, and he's an energetic match for the dark, and all that good stuff. And I said, but you do know that I look completely delusional walking around saying that Donald Trump isn't the president. And the divine said, you're aligned with truth. You are a channel of divine truth. He said, you are speaking divine truth. And the divine truth for the United States is that Donald Trump is not president. His power is an illusion. His presidency is an illusion created by the dark to wreak havoc on the country. And he said, this is not about your ego, Christine. Your ego is concerned about you looking delusional. You need to set your ego aside, stop worrying about how you look, and continue to speak divine truth. And he said, what did I tell you about free will, Christine? What did I tell you? I told you that you can't mess with human free will. That's a big no-no. And he said that's why he has to intervene in what's going on. Because our free will was manipulated. And that's why he's not calling what happened in 2016 an election. He keeps putting the word election in quotes and saying you can't manipulate the American people's free will and call that an election. That's not a democracy. Now the thing is the divine is all-knowing. So if he says our election was fraudulent, then it was, because he knows all the details that we don't. And he's saying that it wasn't a real election. It wasn't a fair election, it wasn't a real election, and we were played like a bunch of guitars. And since God is our creator and our dad, and he's looking out for us in our best interest and our highest good and is not interested in our demise, he's protecting us. And he's saying, you guys got screwed over. I'm here to intervene, and I'm going to make sure you guys are okay. I'm going to help you guys help yourselves. You're going to need to step up to the plate. So he's asking us to meet him halfway by demanding a second election, which is one of the reasons why the divine absolutely loves the Stoneman Douglas students who are fighting for truth right now and gaining momentum because they're awesome. He said they're setting an example for us so that we can demand a second election because it's what we're owed and it's our truth. So he's saying, I give you the light and I give you your truths, and it's up to the United States to embrace these truths. So that was his whole point. But he even said, if you are the result of a fraudulent election, are you really president? And the answer to that is no. He does not consider Donald Trump to be number 45 at all. He's saying he isn't. He said Donald Trump is not number 45. Bernie Sanders is number 45 because the divine has set an intention for Bernie Sanders to become president. He is predestined and he's everybody's highest good. Now, the divine said that everything that Donald Trump has set in motion is going to be undone, because the divine is going to make sure that it's undone. He's going to remove all of the darkness and all of the evil that has occurred. So it's like an erase and rewind kind of situation where he's showing me like everyone moving backwards, like let's undo all this crap. Let's get the light into the White House and undo all this crap. So that's why, I was sitting there talking about how the U.S. government had a problem on their hands in one of my videos, because I saw an uprising with the people and I saw them literally taking over. And I was like, you better give them a second election because you better give all these people somewhere to go. It's almost like a stampede that's coming, where it's like, you better channel this stampede or else it's just going to run right over you. And that was the problem I saw the government having, because we're about to see the downfall of the two-party system because it's corrupt. So the divine isn't interested in the two-party system controlling things anymore. He wants the People's Party, so the People's Party rises up. But he wants them to have a path, which is why he's asking us to demand a second election. Now, if we don't get a second election, I don't even want to think about that. We probably just take over. When you have a bunch of people that just absolutely don't trust or respect you anymore, and they know that you're working for the dark, they just take over. They don't care. They just take over. Move over. Scoot over. There's a new sheriff in town, and it's us. It's the people. Because your karma's out of balance with us. So I just want to reiterate to everybody, because I know a lot of you are like, okay, it's great that you're this talking head, Christine, but all I see is the dark taking over. I get it. Okay, I get it. But the energy that I'm getting from the divine is that everybody has to learn lessons. And this is one of those situations where he's showing everybody what's going on. He's making it obvious to everyone what's going on. And you have to understand, Donald Trump has to learn lessons too. Donald Trump has to learn not to allow his ego to guide him forward. So he's also being shown what happens when you allow your ego to guide you forward, and the divine's making an example of him, an example out of him. What happens to you when you do allow your ego to guide you forward for years, for so long, and you're just so far out there, ego driven, and the darkness you attract to yourself, and what happens to you when you just literally pull away from your truth, which is that he wants his old life back. That's his truth. His truth is he was never supposed to be president. That's his truth. He's off path. So Donald Trump isn't aligned with truth. The United States isn't aligned with truth. And, the thing is I just want to let everybody know, and I know I look delusional running around saying, Donald Trump isn't really president, but I kind of want to point something out to you guys. Isn't it crazy how the truth just doesn't change? I mean, I'm just saying the same thing to you guys I said before. Nothing's changed. But isn't it interesting how the truth is the light, and it really is just that firm handle for you to grab onto that's not twisting and turning around? It's just staying there. Firm for you to grab onto and hold onto and to trust to guide you forward. And that truth is your highest good. And you're holding the hand of the divine. So you can trust it and have faith in it and know that you're protected and you're okay. And that's one of the reasons why I said in a previous video that I sleep okay at night and I know we're going to be okay, is because our free will was manipulated. So I know that it was like, time out, foul with the other side. So that's how I know we're especially protected, is because we didn't choose this path. We were given a choice of dark versus dark. We didn't choose this path. So that's how I know we're going to be okay. And that's the reason divine intervention is happening at the end of the day. But I'm just marveling at the fact that, sticks and stones. I mean, people can make fun of me and say you're crazy, you're delusional, you're out of touch with reality. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Sit there at like a dinner party and say, oh, Donald Trump, yeah, he's not really president, don't worry about it. It's like, what do you mean he's not really president? Have you seen who's sitting in the White House, Christine? Are you stupid? Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. It's going to all be undone. He doesn't last. And the divine keeps showing me an image of like me walking up to like Donald Trump, and he's like on this pedestal above me, and he's got like his empire of falsities and ego and whatever. And I just walk up to it and go, blink. It just crumbles. Like, it doesn't take much to cause it to crumble because it is the dark and the light is stronger. And I don't know, maybe I don't even have to flick it. Maybe I just go, maybe I just blow on it and it just... But I mean, you can see all this stuff flying at Donald Trump. I told you the law of attraction was going to be more intensified, and it is, which is why he's got so much crap flying at him, with like, Stormy Daniels and, Playmates and stuff, and like people suing him for this and that, and just crap from all angles for different things. It's the law of attraction. He brought that on himself, by being off path and working for the dark. So now his karma is out of balance with the American people. causing separation, breaking up families, not caring about the environment, global warming, etc., legislation, whatever. But that's really one of the things that gets me, is just the truth doesn't change. We can have 10,000 opinions about what I'm saying right now. This is our truth. It doesn't change. The divine is, the reason I'm not in the media yet is because of human free will, okay? That's his problem. People taking me seriously, people listening to me, that's his problem, not mine. I'm just supposed to sit here and create video after video after video and do reading after reading after reading. But as far as people taking me seriously and actually listening to that's his problem. He's got to make that happen. So, and he will. But the truth not changing, man. It just goes to show you. It's like, yes, I know Donald Trump was inaugurated. He's not really president. That guy, Bernie Sanders over there is. It's his life purpose. It's his highest good. He's the truth of the United States. He's the light. He's your highest good. You want him in the White House. He's 45 because I've set an intention for him to be 45. So that guy over there, that Donald Trump guy, he's not your president. Because he is in that position via illegitimate means. Fraud. But minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, the truth isn't changing. What needs to change is the United States needs to embrace this truth, and we need to do something about it. And we need to follow the lead of the Parkland, Florida kids. We need to follow their lead. Do you see how they grabbed onto the truth and just let it pull them forward? Despite all their challenges, despite all the mud being thrown at their windshield, they kept moving forward. Courage of conviction. That's what we need to do. And that's what the divine is asking us to do. So the divine's requests for us haven't changed. His guidance for us hasn't changed. It's like I'm doing a psychic reading for the United States. Hey, party people, here's a psychic reading for the United States. Because we're all part of the collective consciousness, so we're all one big group. We have to pull together anyway. Like I said, God is a socialist. What can I say? It's all about the collective. It's not every man for himself. It's one for all and all for one. We're like the Three Musketeers. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. I was scared. I'm not going to lie. I was scared. That's probably why I made that video saying, Christine Pavlina to the U.S. government, I don't want to die. When I saw what happens if Donald Trump stays president. Because I get to see the alternate realities. Yay! But we're protected. We're protected. We're going to be okay. But we're going to learn a lot. We're going to learn a lot in the process, guys. We're being shown a lot of stuff, but now it's time to put down the popcorn and the Coke and get out of your chair and fight for what's right. Nothing's changed. The divine is still requesting that of us. He's asking us to band together, accept our truth, grab onto our truth. It's okay if people support Donald Trump. They have free will too. They're allowed to. Are they speaking for the dark? Yes. Are they connected to their higher selves? No. Because their higher self is the part of their soul that lives on the other side that's directly connected to the divine. And if you're that separated out from your intuition, you're not very closely connected to your higher self. So that's how I know. Like if there's a group of people in the room, that's how I know whether or not they're connected to their higher selves, is whether or not they support Trump. Whether or not they've chosen to speak for the dark. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It means their free will has aligned them with that. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means they've chosen that. But the problem is when you choose to align yourself with the dark, you choose to go up against the divine. It's not like, I'm just going to go sit over here, like Humpty Dumpty on a wall and just kick it and be neutral. No. If you align yourself with the dark, knowingly, unknowingly, doesn't matter, you're still going up against the divine. Because light and dark battle each other. They fight each other like Star Wars. So I've also said that in previous videos, that that's also what we're watching is Star Wars. But now it's time to take out your lightsaber. Take action. Yay. Any way you can. Making phone calls, getting involved. Nick Brana, the Movement for the People's Party. That's that nice, clean third party that's over here because the Democrats and Republicans are dark versus dark over here. They're nice and clean. They're associated with the light and have a lot of momentum behind them and power, and they're also endorsed by the divine. So I just wanted to check in with you guys and check in with the divine, let you know what he's saying. It's like, same thing. But just know that we're going to be okay. Just know that he has our back. But like I said, we're all going to learn in the process. And so is Donald Trump. He's going to learn too, because it all begins and ends with his ego. When the divine makes an example out of somebody, it's not judgment. It really is meant to teach everybody else. Here's what not to do. Learn from their mistake. It really is, taking somebody's situation that might be like a total garbage dump, crappy situation and trying to make some sort of good, trying to pull some sort of good out of that. That's really what the divine is doing when he makes an example out of somebody. It's like, well, this is going to happen no matter what. So I'm going to make sure people are watching this so that they can learn and know that that's what happens when they do that, and to understand why they shouldn't and to learn from your mistake. So that your pain and suffering can somehow benefit other people. It's not meant to like kick you while you're down or judge you or, make you feel like an idiot. It's you're learning lessons, and then they're also going to learn lessons. So him drawing attention to people, it's to teach. It's just to teach. I'm grateful that I'm able to do this. It's hard. I don't know. Sometimes it's fun looking insane until you get committed. Just kidding. Sometimes it's fun being so far out there where I get to walk around and say he's not really president. But I'll keep doing it. It's my life purpose. I'll keep doing it. That's why I'm here. I just don't want you guys to worry. And I also understand if you're frustrated. Because I know I've been making videos for a long time. So I get it. I understand if you're frustrated. It's like, Christine, and I don't want you to think nothing's happening. Things are happening. Things are happening. The law of attraction is intensifying. Don't worry, okay? Just keep watching the news, okay? Keep your thoughts positive. Keep your emotions positive. And like I said, use the law of attraction to your advantage. Use it to manifest right now. Your goals, your desires. Perfect romantic partner, perfect house, perfect car, perfect job. Perfect whatever you want. Make all your dreams come true. Treat people well, treat animals well. Build up that karma bank. And allow the universe to bring you the love and abundance that you deserve Oh, self-love. Self-love. Gotta remind everybody about self-love right now. That's how you attract more love to yourself from the universe. Make sure you're treating yourself well. It's important. Give unconditional love to others. Also give unconditional love to yourself. And today's Easter Sunday. So stop watching this video and go do something fun.